Hi, we're gonna just go through um the basics of indices. Before we get into any examples, just go through the basic rules to have that grounding, so you can go further and do some examples. So the first rule is multiplying indices. So when multiplying indices, it's pretty simple. You just have to add the powers. So as you can see here, a to the power of m times a to the power of n will give you a to the power of m plus n. Then you look at dividing indices, which is pretty simple. It's basically the opposite. You have to subtract the powers. So here, a to the power of m divided by a to the power of n equals a to the power of m minus n. You then have the third rule, a to the power of m bracket to the power of n. Here you just have to multiply m and n. So a to the power of m multiplied by n. The fourth rule is a to the power of minus n. So for this you have to find the reciprocal of a. So a could be any integer, but in this case get the reciprocal of a. So the reciprocal of a is 1 over. The next rule is a to the power of m over n. Now for this you have to find the nth root of a raised to the power of n, as shown here. And the last rule, pretty simple, a to the power of 0 will give you 1. So anything to the power of 0 will give you 1. Okay? A to the power of n. The next rule is a to the power of 1 over n. Now for this you have to find the nth root of a. Now we're going to look at some examples taking into account the laws that we just looked at. Bear in mind also that these are the basic questions that you could get. So in future videos I'll be looking at more advanced stuff, but for now we're just going to look at the basics. So the first question is 2 to the power of 5 times 2 to the power of 12. Remembering to add the powers will give us 2 to the power of 17. Next question is 17 to the power of 16 divided by 17 to the power of 2. Remembering to subtract the powers. So here it will be 17 to the power of 16 minus 2, which is 14. Next, we'll look at 1 over 3 to the power of 2 brackets to the power of 5. Remember to multiply is 1 over 3. Oopsie. Let's keep this neat as we can anyway. 1 over 3 to the power of 10. Next here we have 9y to the power of 4 bracket to the power of 3. A way you could look at this is, if you want to simplify it for yourself, is to separate what you've got here. So you could look at it as in 9 to the power of 3. So let me just write this down. So 9 to the power of 3 and bracket y to the power of 4 bracket to the power of 3. So first you would look to work out what's 9 to the power of 3, which is 729, and this will be y to the power of 12. Putting that all together will give you 729 y to the power of 12. Continuing on with the questions here, we have y to the power of 3 bracket to the power of 4 over y. So first we'll tackle the numerator. So you just multiply 3 times 4, which gives us 12, so y to the power of 12 divided by y to the power of 1 will give us y to the power of 11. Next question here, we have y to the power of 4 bracket to the power of 4 divided by y to the power of 2 bracket to the power of 4. Like before, start with the numerator We'll write this one down. So that will give us y to the power of 16 over y to the power of 8. Then using the division rule, you have to subtract the powers, which will give us y to the power of 8. This is the last two questions are put into practice using two rules in one question. Next question here, you have 8 to the power of 2 over 3. That's not very clear, but it's 8 to the power of 2 over 3. So yeah, so to work this one out, it's the third root of 8 to the power of 2. Now if you don't have a calculator, to work out the third root of 8 is basically a number that multiplies 3 times by with itself to get 8. So in this case it will be 2, because 2 times 2 times 2 equals 8. So that's 2, and then it will be 2 to the power of 2. Your final answer will be 4. Yeah, so look forward to some more videos going into some more advanced questions. Tell me if you like the video, if you have any suggestions, there would be much appreciated.